Hey guys, Anthony, 4 Before Diesel. Yep, that's right. A few people have said the video always starts saying, hey guys, it's Anthony, 4 Before Diesel. Not always, but usually it does. That's kind of like the introduction at the moment, isn't it? Things might change, but that's what it is for now. Now, we've covered this sort of stuff before, over years and years, but all of you saw it the first time at some point, and there's a lot of people that haven't seen it the first time. And I know that because I see the same posts and questions coming up in different Prado groups in relation to these things. So this is the video that hopefully is going to have all the information so everyone understands about these little suckers, what they do, where they go, which way they go, whether you can clean them, how you clean them, when they crack, if they crack, what percentage crack, at what age, how often you should replace it, and whether cleaning it really works. So this is not a scripted thing, so let's get started. One other thing I just wanted to mention, please be aware that this time of the year, you know, it's like Christmas and New Year and everything like that. A lot of businesses are closed, people are trying to take a break, they're on holidays and whatever, so it's been particularly bad this year where people haven't planned ahead and we're getting messages and calls and stuff on, you know, Christmas Day, New Year's Eve. Guys, you know, I'm already going above and beyond with all the free information. I appreciate the business, but if you can please be aware of, you know, sort of normal hours people like to work, and just plan a little bit more in ahead in future, just thinking about, you know, the time of the year and that sort of thing. Supplies and stuff are closed, it's hard to get things, everybody wants to go all of a sudden at the last minute, stocks run low, supplies are closed, like I said, so it does make it a bit hard. And of course, yeah, we want to take a bit of a break because we've been at it all year as well. So these M.A.P filters, M.A.P filter, manifold absolute pressure. Okay, so as I said before, it's a filter in the vacuum line. The sensor is the M.A.P sensor, right? We don't want to get that dirty and contaminated. That's why there's a filter in place. Now, like any filter, they get dirty, they become blocked, and when a filter's restricted, things don't work as well as they should. Things don't flow the same. Now, for years and years, we were cleaning these, and the way we clean them is just simply using a can of cheap kind of like this kind of thing will do, you know, your carby throttle body cleaner. You could probably spray the degreaser stuff through, you could use that, whatever you like. Throttle body carby cleaner, it's basically like thinners, it dries up better. You want it to dry up, you don't want to have it full of oil. Again, could get and contaminate that sensor. You could probably use brake cleaner as well. You know, brake cleaner, we got some of that here. I know you can hear me, you don't need to read, but there you go, have a read anyway. Just the cheap stuff, you don't need to go and buy the expensive brands. The $2 stuff on special, whatever, that's when you stock up a little bit. So what you do, you just spray it through, you know, in one end, out the other. It doesn't matter which way. It's not a one-way situation. It's no one-way valve. There's a few things you do really need to be careful of though, right? The first thing is, eventually they crack, okay? And I'm not going to go into too much detail. You can watch the other videos. That's why it's all dirty on the bottom. That's why people post, oh, what's all this oily mess, whatever. Well, here's the information on this channel, so get to watching it. Go back to all the old ones and watch those as well, and watch them again, and there's more coming. You got a lot of homework to do and catching up to do if you haven't been doing so. Now's the time to start. They crack eventually. They don't crack for a very long time. I would estimate about 10 years is where they start to crack. You might get a few before that, but usually it's around that. Some of them aren't cracked at 10 years, so they're not a big problem. They retail at 50 or 60 bucks at your Toyota dealers, and you know how expensive they can be. There's other ways to obtain them. They're a fair bit cheaper in our injector kit pricing as a, you know, as a bulk item. We don't sell them separately, whatever would be. That's the other thing I just want to touch on. We don't sell lots of little bits and pieces. We're not a part selling business. If it was a part selling business, I wouldn't be here now spending my time talking to you on a video. I'd just have a website. We'd have every part you can imagine. We'd have, you know, a warehouse set up with computers and people, and we'd just be selling parts. Plenty of other people do that. They can do that. We do what we do. We've only got 3 kits available. If you don't know what they are, keep watching the videos. All the little bits and pieces either come included or free or tack on. So the little things we do, subject to stock availability and whatever, depending if everybody wanted one that week or whatever, and we haven't, whether we got any or not, but the small things we put in with the more major kits, okay? So it's just one of me. I'm a one-person thing, so we're just trying to get as much as we can done, keeping it small, keeping it that way. So with the cracks, no big deal, they leak a bit. The point is they need to be replaced long before then. Yeah, so basically it's not about the cracks. If it's cracked, it's way too old, it's, you know, there's a filter in there. So we've cut a few open and they're the elements there. Now what I want to point out with is This one, I think, look, it doesn't really make a lot of difference. But I'll tell you the story, okay? So since we've got so many that are cracked, and we've kept a few, but we obviously throw most of them out. Pretty well replace one on just about every car that comes in. You know, sometimes on services, usually injector jobs, that sort of thing. We recommend, you know, that's an inclusion with the injector kit. So what happens is, this is the little element in there that blocks up. Now, a couple of precautions are, when you do clean it out, spraying your gear through there, then you want to get the compressed air and blow it dry. Now that's cool, but you got to be careful, because you can kind of destroy it, because the element, it kind of sits. I'll try and show you the inside. You're not going to be able to see a lot. Let me get this light and just see what happens. This wasn't part of the plan. I wasn't going to, you know me, I wasn't going to go that long. But so look, the element, it kind of sits. See these 4 plastic things here, right? 1, 2, 3, 4. Down the bottom of that, down at that end, there's a little space for it to sit in. But if you blow compressed air from the grey end, is the best way to do it. It's pretty well not going to push it out of place. That's the way to do it. But I'd suggest you want to be careful anyway. And if you blow it from the black side, it's likely that, because not a lot of air is going to go through that, the amount of air you're pumping into there, it's going to push this centre into the middle of these 4 things. And the sides, the perimeter, is going to come away from the sides of the plastic, and it's going to be like a ball in the middle there, right? So you got to be careful. So if you've been at it cleaning it compressed air, you may have ruined it. If you blow through it, when it's clean, of course, you know, wipe it, you know, don't get all the chemicals on your mouth, oh yeah. If you blow through it and you feel that it's really easy and clear, it's not filtering. So you may as well just bypass it and get rid of it. Now, we're not the engineers. Toyota put it there for a reason. It's to filter. We want it to stay clean to the MAP sensor, right? So you need to have it there. There's no bypassing it, getting rid of it, whatever. Genuine parts always work best. You just need to change them every few years. Now, if you choose to clean your E-jar and put the plate in, reduce the soot and all that, of course this is going to stay cleaner, because this is your engine running on your exhaust gases in your intake, which is where the vacuum's coming from, you know, bada boom, bada bing, which is why it gets dirty. That's why the filter's there in the first place. Get rid of that soot, then this is going to stay pretty clean. You might never replace it again, and once every 10 years. So cheap as chips. It's like any other filter. Now, the problem I've really got is you can't clean them, and when I say you can't clean them, one of these is clean and one isn't. So we had a whole heap of cracked ones, so we cleaned a few. You know, I've only sort of kept a couple here. It's been like, these ones I've kept are probably the same ones I've kept for years, but all the others we just throw out. We cut a number of them open, but as a couple of examples, you can see inside, one, obviously the inside of, you know, there's the other half of them over there, but one's clean, one's not. So clean the plastic, but the element not so clean, is it? Because they're white when they're new, just so you know. They're nice and white like any other material. So one's, as it came out, cut open of a cracked one, and one's we've sprayed a whole heap of carby cleaner, everything through there, making sure it's the best cleaning job we've ever done, blown it dry and all that, and then cut it open, and that's what you got, right? So I can tell you, it's probably hard for you to see in the camera view there, but it is. You can try and work out which one's which, because I'm not going to bother with it, right? Maybe I'll get rid of the light, might help, but anyway, that's the deal, right? So you can have a stronger one than a plastic housing, these aftermarket ones. You can get one of those if you like, doesn't bother me, but they cost about double, and they're not going to last any longer because it's the element that needs replacing, this part here, right? So unless you can open them up and change those elements for $5 each or something like that, you pack a 10 for, there you go, whoever manufactures those, if they are easy to open or not, you know, something that's screwed open and shut would be good. Kaon.com.au, Tin, are you watching this video? Because there's another idea. You could manufacture a housing that's screwed open and shut, and if we could get these elements, quality elements like OEM quality, that you could just replace once a year, pack of 10 for $20 or something like that. There's a business, there's some money for someone. That would be a good idea. But look, so what I just want to say is, it's up to you what you want to do with it. I recommend replacing them every sort of 3 to 5 years. I'd probably say more like 3 if you didn't have an E-jar fix, if you know what I mean. But if you've chosen to go ahead and do that, you can probably get away with probably, I'd just say 5 years. 5 years is a long time. What's that? If you paid retail $50 or something, it's $10 a year. Oh, come on, who cares? Bit of maintenance. 5 years is a long time. How long are you going to be around for? Another, what, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 times that? I don't know. But look, you know, so what are you going to get to change this again another 5 or 10 times in your, how long do you own the car for? Well, maybe longer than you think, maybe not, but you're going to get to change this, you know, once or twice, 3 times in your lifetime. So who cares about the cost? Let's keep the vehicle running in its peak condition with the sensor working right by keeping it clean, with a free-flowing vacuum line, without any aftermarket stuff added in there is what I recommend. If you want to go and get an aftermarket one, pay a bit more for it because the housing lasts longer, or it looks good and it's all shiny and stainless or some sort of machined or anodized or whatever you want, hey, go ahead. It doesn't bother me what you do, okay? I'm only here to provide you with stuff you need. As I said, I explained that at the start. So that's M.A.P filters. What else can I tell you about them? They crack. That's what they do. Your options to replace them. Like I said, they come with the injector kit. We don't sell them separately. Bada boom. Bada bing, bada boom, bada bing, bada boom. Happy days. Bada bing, bada boom. Thanks for watching. If you haven't already, hit the subscribe button. Turn on the bell so you get your notification so you don't miss out on the next awesome information. Hey guys, thanks for watching. See ya.